Hello, cellists. So today we're going to get started with a few warm-ups. I want to quickly go over the ones that we did last time. They're listed on page 9. So getting into lesson 6, it's just kind of a recap of left-hand warm-ups. So remember the ones I showed you plucking in this way? That's the strumming along exercise. They just say use the 4th finger here. For my students, I have them start with the 4th and then use all of their fingers. So we're building up strength evenly there. Then the next one is the finger taps. That's the other one that I showed you. So you kind of spread your fingers apart, set them all down onto the string, onto the fingerboard, press it in, keep them all down and lift one at a time, tapping 3 to 5 times. Like that. And you may hear little sounds on your cello, and that's normal. Okay, so that's the left hand warm-ups. Now today, we're gonna skip ahead to the next bow builder, all the way to page 12, and make sure that you're really comfortable with your bow hold first, okay? So make sure that you've done all the work on the pencil and all of that to get that correct bow hand. So we're gonna take the bow, and I'm holding it in the left hand in this way, so that I can shape the right hand without like having to hold on to the bow all by itself. So just like we did with the pencil, we're just moving it over to the bow. Okay, so remember all the fingers are dangling in this type of way, all the way down. Make sure that the pinky is not up here. Okay, that's for violin. For cello, bring it down. So the pearl is covered there, depending upon how long or short your pinky is. If your pinky is shorter, it may be like right there. But notice that you're not on top. You're just beside. That's normal. That's okay. So depending upon how big your hands are, will be how far they come down there. So, all right. Make sure that the thumb is curved back there. Also make sure that we're not doing the thumb in this way and sticking it through like this. Okay, it does not go in there like that. You're just curving it and laying it on its side. Okay, so the contact is on its side. You can see that, hopefully. Okay, so that's your cello bow hold. So it goes through all the steps there on page 12 in the big yellow box, bow builder number 4. Now we're going to also move to bow builder number 5 on page 13. And if you have some rosin, grab your rosin. If you don't have rosin, run over to Amazon and grab some rosin. And with rosin, you get what you pay for. So basically, the really cheap rosin is not going to give you a very good tone. The really good stuff is going to give you a really good tone. So that's how rosin is. When you first buy your rosin, this is the really cheap stuff. I put this in all my rental cases because I have a lot of rental violins and stuff, and I can't afford to buy super expensive rosin for everybody. So this is the cheap stuff. But when you first buy it, it'll be really shiny and slick like that. And so it's like a protective barrier coating on there. So if your bow is brand new as well and has never been rosined before, you may have to use like your fingernail or maybe a pair of scissors or a knife, just something to lightly scratch. You can use like sandpaper or fingernail file, maybe anything, just to kind of rough up the surface a little bit. You don't want to like make big dents in there or anything. Just rough up the surface a little bit and then use it on your bow. And we actually have a bowing exercise that we're going to use to start out. So you hold your rosin in this way in the left hand and take a look at page 13 where you see the exercise is called rosin wraps. Okay, so these are exercises to bow, get used to the bowing motion while you rosin. Okay, so we're taking care of 2 things in one here. Okay, so for number 37, you're gonna go down for 1 beat, and then you rest, and then you go up for the next beat with another rest. Okay, so down, rest, up, rest, like that. Then the last two measures are down, up, down, up, down, rest, up, rest. And then you repeat as well. Now, when you're rosining this way, your bow hold may kind of change around. Like you may see me lifting up my pinky a bit to balance it because of what I'm doing here. But keep in mind, that's okay while you're rosining. When you're bowing, you really want to make sure that everything is correct there. So rosining, sometimes it changes. I'm trying to keep it correct there just for y'all to watch though. So that's the first one, and I just want you to do just that one this week for Bow Builder 5. Just the exercise 37. In Bow Builder 5, the big yellow box, it'll give you all the steps for how to tighten and loosen the hair of your bow. So that's this screw here. So you can turn it counterclockwise and it's gonna loosen. Okay, and then clockwise and it's gonna tighten. So your bow should always be where you can get a finger in there without touching the hair. So mine needs to be a little tighter. And you want to do that before you rosin. Forgot to mention that. Okay, so that's, it gives you all the steps there. And then you want to make sure that you do the exercise slowly, okay? So if you go, trying to go like down, rest, down, up. If you try doing that, you'll be falling off of the rosin. Your bow will be going everywhere. So take it very slow, very controlled, one step at a time. All right, so on to our lesson. This is lesson number 6, and we're gonna cover page 9. So turn back over there to page 9. We're gonna cover exercises 20 through 22, pizzicato. All right, so we won't be using the bow yet. We will start using the bow in our very next lesson. Okay, so we have one more lesson working on these notes that we've been doing. So one thing I want to introduce to you now is the bracket. You'll see on exercise 20, there's a little line that goes underneath a couple of notes. That means keep your fingers down. So when we put our fingers down, there we have a G. Now there's an A behind it, the A string. Okay, so if your fingers are all collapsed like this, that's what your A string will sound like, because your fingers are stopping it, okay? So you really have to keep your fingers square and upright so that string is not muted behind there. All right, so we're gonna play G, 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 leave all the G fingers down, and then play the A behind it, okay? We're gonna try that again. So we go G, 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 A, G, G, D. That's the open string. Rest, then you have E, D, E, F sharp, G, rest, G, rest, repeat. Okay, so we go G, 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 A, G, G, D. Sorry, I missed the string there. E, D, E, F sharp, G, rest, G, rest. All right, so that takes a lot of practice keeping the fingers curved enough so that they're not touching that string behind. All right, we're gonna go on to exercise 21. This one's gonna be G and then E. So we're gonna go from a finger 4 all the way lift to a finger 1, okay? Here we go. G, G, E, rest. G, G, E, rest. G, F sharp, E, D, E, 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 rest. Okay? Then we repeat. Now for the repeat, I'm going to show you the counting, the beats for this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so notice that every time I say a number, I'm either playing a note, I'm either plucking a note, or I'm right on the rest. The and is the upbeat, so nothing's going on when there's an and. So it's 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, rest and. Like that. So it almost feels, when we're going slow, it almost feels like 2 beats on there, but it's really just 1, divided in half. Okay, on to our fun little song here to finish off. This one has a really long bracket. So we're going to keep that F sharp down, that finger 3, we're going to keep that down while we play a G, and then onto the A, and then back onto F sharp. So that's going to help you be able to play faster in the long run. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and prepare F sharp. We're going to have it ready, and we're going to have our fingers really arched so that the A can sound behind them. So we have F sharp ready. There's our F sharp, and we're going to go A, F sharp, rest. G, E, E, rest. D, E, F sharp, G. Keep the F sharp down, but you can lift the G, and then go on to A, rest. A, F sharp, rest. G, E, E, rest. D, F sharp, A, D, rest, rest, rest. Okay, so the reason I lifted my G was because after playing the 3 A's there in the middle of the song, then we go back to F sharp. We go A, F sharp on the second line. So there's no need to keep G down because we're not going to be using it. Okay, so that's why we're doing that. We're just going D, E, F sharp, G, lift G, A, F sharp, like that. So that's why we're doing that. That's a little bit confusing in the beginning, but you'll get used to it. So have fun with that lesson. Practice lots and lots, because next week we start using the bow on open strings, and we learn new pizzicato notes playing with, so we'll still be playing pizzicato to learn these new notes up here, but we're going to be on the A string, learning the finger patterns up there. So 2 new skills coming up. So y'all practice hard, review all of the work from page 1 to page 9, because we are moving on to the next level now, starting on page 10. So for lesson 7, it's like a whole new level almost. So y'all practice hard, have fun.